guys, my name is Miss Hanson. I was recently called Miss Schaefer, but I just got married on 10/10/20, so last weekend. So hopefully your students are telling you my new name. Don't worry, nothing important has changed yet. My email is still tschaefer@hamiltonps, and I'm still under Schaefer on the directory. I'm not sure how long it actually takes to get changed. All right, so whether your student is in cohort A, cohort B, or fully remote, I have the same pretty much expectation for all of my students. So if you're having hybrid student, when they're in class, they need to be on time, they need to be prepared. That means they have to have their Chromebook every day, a pencil, and lined paper. I have a zero tolerance for cell phones, and that pretty much means just when I'm teaching or when they're doing something, I don't expect them to be on their cell phones. I'm sure, as your student told you, if there's an extra minute at the end of class, I'm not going to take their cell phones away or anything, but just when I'm teaching and when we're doing stuff, they need to have their cell phones away. I would like your students to stay positive, especially in times like this. Participate. Classrooms are definitely not as noisy as they used to be, and to be focused. So my grading policy, we have a test at the end of every chapter, and they're usually between 50 and 80 points, depending on how long the chapter is. We have quizzes, about 2 to 3 a chapter, about 1 every other week or so. Now it's definitely a little bit less because I only see them 2 days a week. So now I've been giving 1 about every 2 to 3 weeks. Graded assignments are anywhere between 5 and 10 points. They consist of guided notes, which they're doing remotely now, practice for the current lesson, which they're doing in class, projects that we may have coming up, or any other work graded during the class period or remote learning. And a big thing that I'm going to go over is the whole concept of quiz and test reviews. So they're given the night before a quiz or test, and I always post the answer key that day or the next day. Those are the only things that I don't accept late. So kind of like a homework assignment that I wouldn't accept late because I'm giving the answers out. Okay, so they're always on the night before a test or quiz, and they will not be accepted late. So assignments so far in CP Geometry, we've had 1 test, and our next Chapter 3 test is coming up on October 20th for my Cohort A kids, and on October 21st for my Cohort B kids. And then we've had a total of 3 quizzes and 19 graded assignments. Absences and makeup work. So it's the student's responsibility to get any work missed if they're absent, whether they're absent for an in-person or absent for a remote day. This year it's super easy for them because everything they need is on Google Classroom. I'm going to kind of show what that looks like in a minute. I've been really lenient, but now that they've been in school for a half a marking period, I'm going to stick to my policy, and that is all assignments must be turned in by the end of the chapter. Will be a 0. Okay, so anything from chapter 3 needs to be turned in by that October 20th, and that's my cutoff date. All late work will receive partial credit, and they will not be receiving full credit anymore. I've been really lenient. I told the students that, the first couple of weeks I would let them get the hang of things. I know this is new for everybody, but unfortunately we are in CP, and I need to hold them to a higher standard. Any test, project, or assignment not made up by the end of the marking period will also stay as 0. It is a student's responsibility to reach out to me if they were absent on the day of a test so that I can give them a copy of it or next time I see them. Some resources for you guys. So Google Classroom is where everything is. Okay, I update daily with homework assignments, extra practice, notes, and important dates. Everything can be found on Google Classroom. And then, of course, Parent Portal. Please check Parent Portal. Make sure that you're checking your child's grade. Make sure the students are checking their grade. You can check here for missing assignments and current overall grade in all of the classes. So I'm just going to take a few minutes and go into Google Classroom so that you can kind of see how a week happens. All right, so your view is going to be a little bit different right now because now you are seeing a teacher's view versus a student view. So I'm just going to choose one of my CP classes. So when you do this, if they go to classwork, everything's broken down by chapter. Okay, so today for my cohort A students, they had these guided notes. When they click on an assignment, it tells them what cohort is due what day. So it's right there for them. Okay. It says cohort A must have to do this by 10:14 at midnight, and cohort B is due at 10:15 at midnight. My cohort A and my cohort B kind of are one day behind each other. Okay. Everything is here. You can find everything they need every day. If they're missing something, it will show up here in red and it will say missing. Again, mine's a little bit different because I'm the teacher's view. And I also want to show you that I do a calendar for every chapter, and I do one for cohort A and I do one for cohort B. So they can see everything that's due for that chapter. Okay, so they can see all their notes and practice, and any one of these green links is actually a live link, and they can click on it. So if they want to look over their slope notes and they don't want to go to my classroom and they don't want to drag through and find everything, then they can go ahead and they can just click on this and my notes for that section will pop up. I tried making it as user friendly as possible to make their lives a little bit easier. So again, everything is right there for them. Okay. In Google Classroom, they can find everything. I'm listing it by chapter. You can see if there's a quiz, it will give them a quiz answer key that day, and then that's the only thing that they're taking in class on paper. So I hope you enjoyed meeting me this way, and I hope your child has a great year.